back here on the platform and speaking today with Sheldon McLean and Richard Beckford. And Godfrey, just before you come in, Mr. Beckford, you have been in Nassau in recent times, and you're working with which group?
I'm working with Bahamas Youth Alive. Wonderful opportunity, God divine appointment with Miss Ruby Saunders from the Kemp Road Band. She was given a prophecy, and I was given a prophecy, and those two prophecies met, and she has been the person that's facilitated my coming here, and I'm really grateful for that, because I've discovered a gold mine of souls that need to be touched, and I'm looking so forward to seeing the growth of those kids.
Okay.
You know, a movie, Drumline, was very popular here. I sat down and watched it, and it was very fascinating, and many Bahamians, particularly young people, were attracted to it. How real was that? How close to reality was the movie, Drumline?
Well, you know, Hollywood does a great job of depicting things, you know, in a way that will attract viewers. But you know, a lot of that movie, a lot of the scripts, a lot of the music, most of the music in that music was written by the arranger at FAMU. A lot of the drills in that movie, the little routines that you saw, were made up by FAMU people. As a matter of fact, the FAMU band was supposed to be in the movie, but you know, there's some circumstantial things that, you know, didn't allow that to happen. But there's a lot of truth to what goes on, you know, and there's, you know, that only scratched the surface. You know, there's so much more to HBCU or just band in general that movie, you know, couldn't get to. If a movie really tried to get through to that, you'd still be watching it right now.
Drumline, surprising that you said that. When I first got to his school, there were 17 kids in the band when I got there, and I used Drumline as an inspiration for all of them. I told them we were going to be better than that Drumline band, and then in 1 year we went from 17 members to 220 members, and the reason why Drumline is so personal, I had several students that performed in the Drumline movie, and I remember when they were shooting footage, they used to come out to my previous school at Carroll City High School over the summer just to see what actually goes on. The influence from the Drumline that was, you know, for the Drumline movie came from the things that Dr. William P. Foster established at FAMU, and you know, so a lot of it is real. It was very true to the fact that there is that kind of competition, there is that much desire to excel, and so yes, I enjoy moving myself.
You know, I don't know, I can't speak authoritatively, but in the high school system in the U.S., you have music taught where you can learn an instrument, and as a result of learning an instrument, you can either join an orchestra or join a marching band, right? I don't know if that's the same sort of system we have here, but how do you teach these kids in the Bahamas to learn music who really want to do it? And
yeah, that's a question that I get asked even in the United States, but every person can learn how to play an instrument. Every person can learn how to ride a bike. The only person that has not learned how to ride a bike is the person that quit because your shin got scratched up by the pedal or something discouraged you. When you put an instrument in a student's hand, it's the same principle with riding a bicycle. You have to show them those things, and you what? Once they follow those principles, they will be empowered to go as far as they want to.
My mother must have failed with me because I sent me to piano lessons.
But we have you talked about gang bangers and thugs, and how do you get a gang banger or a thug interested in picking up a horn or a drum? How do you do that?
You know, it has a lot to do with your approach. First of all, those kids want to be respected and they want to be loved. And I go after those kids because they're always surprised when someone comes and even wants to be in their presence and wants to accept them for where they are. And when you're able to accept them where they are and then say, I have a tool that can help you change if you want it, and then you embrace them and walk them through the steps. Some of the best musicians in my band were the thugs Because there's a certain skill set you have to have in order to be a thug. And,
well, I'd like to know what that is. What is that skill set?
you know, you have to be pretty clever. If you're going to be a thief, or you're going to be a thug, or you're going to survive on the street, if you're going to be a good one, you know, it requires a bit of cleverness. You have to be savvy. You know, you have to be able to deal with people, and you're manipulative. And when you harness that youthful exuberance,
you got to be a slickster.
Yeah.
And how to outsmart somebody.
Absolutely. When you learn how to outsmart yourself, and go into the right direction, change that energy and put it towards you, you know, those people become very successful because they know how to be savvy and how to survive. You know, they have some survival skill that the kids that has an AC and a computer in his room don't have yet. You know, it's going to take him some time to develop some of those survival skills that those kids have out there.
How does you translate from being in the inner city and going to a place like FAMU?
Well, it is definitely a process because if they're not ready for it, they'll go and self-destruct. However, again, the band room, the discipline, sitting in one spot and listening to instruction. And I can't just give music instruction. I have to give life instruction. I have to teach kids how to act. I have to teach them how to respond to instruction, how to respond to correction. And you have to be really, really patient in that developmental process so that kids understand that you're going to work with them. And ultimately, in that process, they learn a different type of response, a different set of skills that allows them to be successful in college, because now they desire that result that they get when they change. And we can't make anyone change, but we can sure inspire them to change. And change does not occur without discipline and without desire. We just got to get them to want to.
Talking about discipline.